Hilarity is now open.
What is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of VGRx, your weekly dose of video game news, knowledge, and know-how. And we're back again for another week.
I like that.
What?
Real good. We're back again.
And we're back again.
Back again.
Yeah, I actually thought about it. I was like, maybe we should start saying we're back again.
It is again.
It is.
It'll always be again.
It is always going to be again.
What episode is this? Touchy subject, huh?
Before we get started.
Oh, okay.
That was Brittin.
Yeah, hey guys.
That's Zach.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I'm Scott. And we're unsure if Dan's going to be here.
Crossing our fingers.
I feel like this is a common theme. We never really know if he's going to be here.
And since he doesn't listen to the show, he never knows that we have this doubt.
It's more of a...
From here on out, we're not going to say whether or not he is or is not going to be here. And then when he does show up, we're not going to announce it. He's
just going to start talking.
He's going to start talking.
That's the new thing.
That sounds.
We have an
fantastic.
Inside joke now with our listeners that Dan's not.
Yeah,
and he'll never know.
And he'll never know.
This is fun.
Okay, so we have.
What do we have? We had a tragedy strike our podcast. Tragedy is a strong word.
Yeah.
We had a mishap.
Yeah, it wasn't
a stumble.
anything extremely upsetting.
Hey, we're still here.
Yeah, we're still here.
We didn't throw in the towel.
Yeah, no one died. No one died
yet.
Which I guess is kind of weird to say since we just said Dan's not here and we don't know if he's
ominous.
Ooh, yikes!
No,
that's some foreshadowing.
Nobody died.
Yeah, nobody died.
We just had a hiccup.
Yeah,
basically.
Our flash drive that we keep all of our episodes on, really everything.
Yeah.
When it comes to this show, and I already know what people are gonna say. You guys are really dumb. You should have saved it on a computer.
Hindsight's 20/20.
Well,
I
mean,
we've all done this.
To be fair, it's not our computer we're using, so I don't feel comfortable just saving stuff.
I have episode 1 through 56 saved on my laptop.
Oh yeah, but we record everything and then we save it onto a flash drive.
Yeah,
and then Zach has the flash drive by the end of the episode, and he does his thing with it, and it gets posted. So what had happened is we don't really know.
Corrupt.
It just corrupted. Yeah. So I think last week Scott went to go put it in. There was an error with it.
Yeah, there was something weird with it. I plugged it in. There was nothing in the actual flash drive, and then I unplugged it and put it back in, and everything was there again. But yeah, I guess this time you plugged it in.
Yeah, I got it home, plugged it in,
and nothing.
Tried uploading, and there was nothing. I tried fixing the file, and it completely got rid of all the corrupted files that were in it,
including
episode 57. Yeah. So this is episode 57.5.
Yes,
sure. Let's go with that.
That's gonna be the title.
I like it.
Episode 57.5.
It was one of our best episodes ever.
Dang it!
You'll never be able to hear it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you'll never know what we talked about.
It was a long episode.
It was. Yeah,
it was an hour and 30 minutes. I'll tell you basically what a good 30 minutes of it was Apex Legends, and the other hour was Tetris 99.
Nice.
That's essentially
slight exaggeration.
That's essentially the entire conversation.
Don't worry, we'll recreate that portion of the episode.
We won't.
Just that 1 hour of just talk of Tetris 99.
Word for word. I wrote it all down. I'm going to repeat everything.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And I know, did we have a question 2 weeks ago? I think we did.
Oh yeah, and then we answered that.
We answered it.
Yeah, it wasn't Pepsi Man, was it?
No.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
It was the episode you were gone. We talked about advertising.
We answered that last week.
What do we?
Yeah, but that episode's gone now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gone.
Hang on. So we answered that last week.
Yes.
And then we asked a new question, which you answered on the show before we ended it.
Yes.
Oh, so we can answer 2 questions.
We answered 2.
Yes. So my question was, when was Pepsi Man released?
Yep. 1999. Move on.
It was 1999. You said 1998.
I said 98.
Oh, you said 98.
I thought I knew.
Brittin was right.
I think I was right, yeah.
Here's the question from our previous episode, if we posted it, which was... Do you not remember what the question is?
Oh, it was what was the
because I don't.
I remember what the question is.
Oh, good.
What was the first Easter egg?
The first Easter
egg.
egg.
That's right.
And in what game was it?
Yeah. And I said both, and I got it completely on the nose.
And I guess if I thought about it, anybody who's seen Ready Player One would know the answer to that question.
Which I don't remember what your answer was.
Oh, it was dumb. I forgot though.
Yeah, it was super out there.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like Ultima Online or something.
Yeah,
I don't know where that came from.
But the actual correct answer was Adventure.
Atari 2600.
Yep, Atari 2600, and the Easter egg was to find the hidden dot in the dark room and bring it all the way back to the beginning of the game to find the creator's name, which was the very first Easter egg put in a video game.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Such incentive.
I say that I just knew that off the cusp because of Ready Player One, but I assure you, if I never saw the movie, I would still get the answer right because Easter eggs are probably some of my favorite parts of video games, so knowing all of them and where they're at is a pretty big deal to me.
I mean, it's a good part of video game history.
Yeah, it is. It really is. So it's so that was the question. I don't really want to go back through the news we talked about last week. I think it's a little out there. We'll give a quick rundown of the direct. How's that?
Should
sound?
we?
Yeah. Okay. We'll at least do the direct because it's at least topical.
Well, let me get the outline pulled up while you guys talk about whatever for a second.
Hey, Zach.
I could have done that already.
How are you?
Hey,
dude.
Why would I be proactive?
I don't know. You tell us. You're the one sitting in the big chair.
That's true. I do have that nice cushy chair over here.
So you are you're technically in charge, but not really because I actually have.
Are you giving me all authority here?
No, not at all.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, hit us with the first one.
Let's roll through this thing. They started out with a bang. Super Mario Maker 2.
Okay, yep.
Looks fantastic. So excited about this.
Bullet points. Slopes.
They added slopes.
Yeah.
They added a bunch of elements from Super Mario 3D World.
Yep.
Which is fantastic.
I was going to say Tanuki suit. That's not right.
That's Super Mario Bros. 3. That was already there.
What's it called? The
cat suit.
The cat suit.
You can climb up walls.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm interested to see how that fits into the other tile sets because that was specifically Super Mario 3D World.
Yeah. So I mean, I know some of the stuff that they had in one they didn't have in others. So like the amiibo, like scanning, you could only do that in the first Mario game. You couldn't do it in any of the other ones.
Yep.
So
here's another cool thing they added. Auto scrolling levels.
Yeah.
They added the ability to not only control the speed of the auto scroll, but also the direction.
Oh, cool.
So you're going to be able to make the screen follow Mario around in a variety of ways, up, down, sideways, diagonal, all over the place. And I think you can go higher now too, vertically, so you can make real tall levels.
Oh, cool.
That was a big part of Super Mario Bros. 2.
Well,
which, by the way, where the heck is that?
Yeah.
That tile set should totally be in this game. There was a lot of unique things in that tile set.
I mean, it's
picking up turnips out of the ground.
It's also just basically
Birdo.
another game with Mario slapped on the front of it.
Yeah.
Can't take away the credit.
It is, but at this point,
was it Doki Doki Panic or whatever?
Yeah. But at this point, we look back and that is Super Mario Bros. 2, at least in the West. So why not put it in here?
Fair enough.
Tons of cool elements there. Those bird doors that open their gaping mouths, giant, and you can climb into them. Just terrifying.
Okay.
Also, the angry sun from Super Mario Bros. 3 is now in the game, which is great because that's one of the most terrifying Mario villains.
Just had a ton of them. And
it just pursues you. A ton. I never even considered more than one.
Yeah, really?
Plus, you could give them mushrooms and make them huge.
Yes.
Oh no.
Give them fire flowers so they spout more fire at you.
Wow. How about Lakitus that throw angry suns at you?
Oh my god. Okay, we could be here all day.
That's true.
Next.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 was shown off again.
It looks really crappy. Next.
I'm actually excited for that.
Are you?
Yeah.
Did you play the other ones?
Yeah, I played the first one.
All
and
right.
I have some weird appreciation for the game.
My biggest thing about it, and it was my biggest thing about it last time, was it just doesn't look like a next generation game. It looks like a port of an old game.
Well, I mean, just because it looks bad doesn't mean like the game mechanics and the style
It
of the game
does.
is bad.
It does.
Okay.
Cool.
He's
Next.
not wrong.
Moving on.
No, I'm just kidding. Box Boy plus Box Girl is coming,
Cool.
which is really exciting.
Puzzler.
The third or fourth entry in a pretty awesome puzzle series from 3DS. It's now co-op, which is cool because you got both characters.
And a ton of levels.
And something like 300 levels, which is more than have been in any of these games prior.
And there's rectangle thing too.
Rectangle Man. I don't know what his name is.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's got a cute name.
Next.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Spring Update.
Okay, so basically
3.0,
they just
I
said
think.
Joker's coming in April.
Yeah, they're going to do some other things too, but they specifically pointed to Joker as a big part of this update.
I'm sure another thing will be actually fixing their online servers. Probably won't happen.
You're sure of that? That's a bold claim, man.
We can cross our fingers and hope.
Yeah.
Go for it.
The next one is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Okay.
They it was already out on Switch, but they added some new content that you can download. It's $5. It adds 6 new courses, I believe.
You got it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually downloaded this because of this update because I had played it on Wii U. I loved it. It's an awesome puzzle game. And I didn't really feel compelled to get it on Switch because they didn't add enough new. They just added a couple new courses.
Yeah.
So adding another, 8 courses for only $5, and now you can buy it all and play it all. That was enough incentive for me. So I downloaded it, been playing it with the kids. We all love it. It's still a great game. I know you kind of like roll your eyes every time I bring it up, but you haven't played it, right?
No.
Scotty? It's really good. Do you like puzzle games at all? Like
I do.
spatial puzzle games where you're manipulating objects and moving
Like
around?
Fez?
I guess there's a comparison to be made there.
Um,
It's like a diorama. It's like a little diorama that you move the camera around, and as you see it from different angles, sort of like Fez actually, as you see it from different angles, you see different avenues you can take to get through the levels.
I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Mhm.
I just absolutely hate Toad as a character.
You know what? He never did much for me before this game. This is the
Okay.
first game that gives him a little more personality,
Like
I'd say.
my mom loved that character, and I always
That's funny.
I hated it so
Well,
much. He looks dumb.
He
His
did
design is dumb.
He taunted you in
And all
every
he says
castle in Super Mario Brothers. No, he also says, "Try this one. Time for adventure." But you have to say it like that.
Time for adventure.
Thanks for backing away from the mic before you said that.
I knew if I didn't, I would absolutely just destroy it.
That was
so
nice of you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
what I'm here for.
it's awesome. Pick it up. $45 for the whole package,
I
including
won't
the
be,
new stuff.
but next.
Whatever, man. Bloodstained. It's real tiny. Ritual of the Night. I always forget the subtitle on this.
This was one of the original creators of Castlevania, who started a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter, something like that.
It's
to make this
Igarashi.
game.
He is the creator of Castlevania.
And this was the game that a lot of Castlevania fans have been clamoring for. It looks really good because it's kind of got that 3D look in a 2D plane.
Yep. A lot of times the camera will shift from 2D to like 3D angles, and stuff will be chasing you, knocking down walls, breaking levels apart.
So it looks cool.
I'm not sold on the 3D though, because you're losing like the very intentional sprite art that made the previous Castlevania
Are you a
games
huge
so
Castlevania
iconic.
fan though?
Symphony of the Night's one of the greatest games out there. So because of
you
that,
did.
yes, I don't have a huge fondness for like the NES and SNES games though.
Okay.
Most of my appreciation comes from Symphony of the Night, which is in large part what this is going to be modeled after. It looks like
absolutely,
because it's more of an RPG and back and forth, explore big area, Metroid style almost.
Metrovania.
Yeah. Oh, I heard a discussion on the term Metroidvania recently on IGN on their podcast that really
It's not as good as
changed the way
ours.
I
Don't go
look at
listen
it.
to theirs. Don't go listen to
Well,
theirs.
here's the thing. Metroid preceded Symphony of the Night. Super Metroid preceded Symphony of the Night, right?
Yeah.
So why does Castlevania get any credit for that genre? Because Super Metroid did arguably everything that Castlevania Symphony of the Night earns its credit for years prior.
I think it's because Castlevania is a lot harder of a game.
No.
So
Symphony of the Night's not that hard.
okay, well, what I mean is almost in the sense of
Plus-
Ninja Gaiden. We'll use that as an example. Where Ninja Gaiden was extremely hard. Where Metroid, you could make the game easier by finding power-ups and stuff like that. Where
You have to do that to progress through the game. In
Yeah.
Castlevania, you can actually, I'd make the argument in the other direction. In Castlevania Symphony of the Night, you can break the game just by over-leveling it. It's an RPG, so you can level up and get really powerful and kill everything in one hit.
That's fair.
So there's ways to make Castlevania even easier. So I don't think it's a difficulty thing. So I need something else, man. Give me another reason.
Wow. Okay. Probably because at the time they were kind of like the two only like really really big game franchises that kind of did 2D really well, where you kind of had the RPG elements to it and collectathons.
Yeah, I get that, but why do we give Castlevania any of the credit?
I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
honestly,
they just
couldn't tell
pointed
you.
that out, and I had never thought of it that way before, and it
Yeah.
was interesting to me, and it kind of made sense. Like, yeah, Super Metroid did this all first. All these games should be called Metroid-style games, basically, not Metroidvanias. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Because Castlevania essentially took the Super Metroid formula and worked it into their genre or their IP.
Into like a nightmare monster type genre.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because Castlevania isn't as modern as Metroid is made out to be. I don't know, dude. I'm spitballing.
It's fine. We don't have to go too far of this. I just thought it was
let's
interesting.
Let's not read into
so.
it too far.
That's fine.
Hit us.
All right. This was one of the highlights of the direct. This was no. I'm not. I'm not talking about that yet.
Yoshi.
Nope.
Oh.
Dragon Quest 11. is
okay.
finally actually revealed with a release date in the West. It's out on PlayStation 4 already. It was received pretty well.
It looks good.
I think it averaged like 8s, kind of. It was, well enough received.
Is that
it's
the
beautiful.
New, is that
it's
the new
so
one,
colorful,
right?
so vibrant.
That's the newest one,
it's
right?
the brand new one.
Okay. It kind of reminds me of Breath of the Wild. That's what I said on the episode.
Yeah,
that
huge,
posted.
wide open spaces. It does have turn-based combat, though. You'll
That's
see
okay.
enemies in the field. When you encounter them, it goes to a combat screen. You're doing turn-based combat.
That's fine with me.
And then you pointed out when we recorded before that you can switch
Would we
between.
record?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Let's pretend it never happened.
Okay.
You could switch between like an 8-bit and the modern style.
Yeah.
So you've got this giant sprawling field, and you can suddenly switch to 8-bit, and everything is just top down and very, very retro looking.
Just like Final Fantasy.
It's a cool
I guess
aesthetic.
just like Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
They have done this with other Dragon Quest titles. I didn't think they would do it with this one though. It's kind of cool. Kind of a cool effect.
Keep with the times.
Yeah. Or the old times.
Yeah, the old times.
Another Dragon Quest title that's coming west finally is Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Okay.
The first one's fantastic. Played
Yeah,
on
I was gonna
Switch.
say. I remember you talking about this game last year, and you were all for it, and you wanted us to play it so bad.
Yeah.
Guess what? I never did. But
didn't play it.
But I can tell you that I still didn't, and I won't, and I probably won't play this one.
Fine.
Either.
It's fine.
I mean, I like the idea of it. And
Yeah.
I take your suggestion. I went and played the first one.
Cool.
It didn't really ring my bell at all.
That's fine.
But
Before
It's
I
not
played
Minecraft.
before I played it, I looked at it and I thought this is, it's a Minecraft cache and it's a ripoff of games like Minecraft. But it did so much more. It incorporated a lot of the Dragon Quest RPG elements into that formula too. So it did its own thing with it. I enjoyed it a lot. I actually never finished it. I got to the very, very final chapter.
is this a
and
full
lost
price
steam.
game?
The first one was $39.99, I believe. I'm not sure about 2.
Right.
Yeah, good question. I don't know. Tsum Tsum Party. What's it called?
Susu?
Tsum Tsum.
Susu. Tsum Tsum.
Tsum Tsum.
Tsum Tsum.
This is the Disney.
Because
one.
we were
I
talking
don't know what
about
the game is actually called though. There's a Tsum Tsum game.
because we were talking about Tsunami, right?
Yeah,
Tsunami.
that's
Tsum
right.
Tsum.
I was trying to explain how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Tsu. Yeah, Tsum Tsum.
That's the Disney one, right?
It's the little stackable chibi Disney characters, and they're
So
having.
it's the Disney one, right?
It's the Disney one.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure.
They're having some kind of party, and it looks like fun.
Yay!
It's
party.
it's a kids party game.
What's next? Yoshi?
Next is
I don't know why I want to talk about Yoshi.
more content for Starlink Battle for Atlas, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
the wannabe Star Fox game, or by some accounts the only good Star Fox game in a long time.
Adds Falco, Peppy, and Slippy, and then of course Starwolf as well.
Right, then it's a new campaign based on fighting Starwolf.
New
right?
new campaign with the new characters, but you can also play through all the old stuff with the new characters.
Mm-hmm.
So
Didn't get around to this. I also pointed out that I got to stop saying that this game was marked down dramatically since it came out because it comes with like some Toys to Life type figures too, and that stuff just isn't doing really well. It's not really connecting with consumers right now, so they've marked it down. I've seen it as low as $20, so it's probably a pretty good value to jump in at $20 and then get this content. It's probably because I hear it's a good game.
Is it?
I've heard very good things about it.
I won't take your word for it. You've led me down wrong paths.
I'm sorry, man.
That's okay.
It'll never happen again.
Next.
Rune Factory 4 and 5.
Cool.
4 is a remake of a 3DS game. 5 is an all-new game. It's kind of Harvest Moon plus a little bit of adventure. So
Got
maybe
it.
akin to
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. That's the one.
Okay.
This has been around longer than that, though. So don't say Stardew Valley's.
This is they're
the
ripping
credit.
off Stardew Valley. I'm joking.
Who ripped them off?
That's true.
Yep.
Hit me. Give me
What
another
is this
bullet
game?
point.
Sorry, I got to
Hit me with it.
click on all of them as I go through.
The pressure.
Oninaki is a new Square Enix RPG. It's by Tokyo RPG Factory. They made I Am Setsuna and then Lost Sphere. Those were 2 previous RPGs for Switch. They're all in like this almost PS1, maybe PS2 style, like retro Square RPGs, but they are 3D. And none of them seem to really connect. Like they have good intentions, they maybe have cool ideas, but they never really hit that hard for Square Enix developed RPGs. That's their bread and butter, or used to be their bread and butter. So don't know what to make of this one yet. There's some mechanic where when people die in this world, they become souls, and then you're kind of traveling around and interacting with the souls on the other side, and you can bring them back to life if you do certain things for them. Something like that.
Nifty.
So yeah, maybe we'll see. We'll keep our eyes on it. Guess what's next? We're getting there. We're not at the good one yet.
Oh.
This is a good one,
This
though.
is Yoshi.
Yoshi's Crafted World.
Oh, God, help us.
They stealth dropped a demo for this game on
You
the
played
day
it?
of the Direct, and I played it. It's fantastic. It's such a pretty game. Runs at 60 FPS, which I was a little worried about because all of the footage we saw before and like the stage demos they would do it at E3 in previous years, they looked a little bit rough the way it ran. It didn't look like really smooth animation like Nintendo usually goes for with their platformers. So glad to say it's all 60 FPS across the board. That's confirmed by Digital Foundry. They did a breakdown of the demo. And interestingly, this is the first game ever, a first-party Nintendo game developed on Unreal Engine 4, which is really weird to me because they've always used proprietary engines for their first-party projects. So it says a lot about the ease of development with Unreal 4 and how diverse it is. Because think about Unreal Engine games. Have you seen any that look like this? It's so vibrant, so colorful. You think dark, gritty shooters kind of first and foremost when you think Unreal Engine. So that's a really diverse engine. You can do a lot with it. And it looks like they did a great job with Yoshi on it.
They made Kingdom Hearts with it.
Oh, yeah? Yeah,
That
cool.
looks really good.
Not surprised. All right.
Unreal. I feel like the Unreal Engine is one of those engines that's just never going to die.
Yeah.
They're just gonna
And they
keep
keep iterating on it, and they have a good licensing agreements, I think, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it free, but then they get royalties or something?
Yeah.
So
they make a ton of money.
They really incentivize, especially small studios, to make use of it because they make it easy and inexpensive for people to use it to develop on. All right, you guys.
Oh my God.
Buckle up. Are
Are
you guys sitting down?
Are you ready for the next 40 or 39 minutes of content, boys and girls? Here we go.
This was another
Real exciting stuff here.
This was
Hit us with it.
This was another stealth drop during the Direct. It came out the same day. Tetris 99.
No, I'm
Nobody saw this
excited. I'm
coming.
so over this.
Battle Royale has changed. It'll never be the same. This
Remember
was
how
so.
we got to talk about Apex a little bit? Like,
Yeah.
You'll get a chance. Don't worry.
Will we?
We'll double back to Apex.
Okay.
Nobody. I didn't expect. I shouldn't say nobody expected this. I didn't expect this. But in hindsight, it's such an obvious
who expected
idea.
this game?
Such an obvious idea. It fits so perfectly because Battle Royale is huge right now, right?
No.
And you've got to have all these people out there thinking, what can I do with this genre, this style of game that's unique, that's new, that's interesting?
Man.
What existing IP or formula or genre can I fit into the Battle Royale?
Is this Nintendo all at like a desk, like in Japan, be like, how can we bank out on this Battle Royale?
Well, I'm sure Nintendo had a
concept?
hand in it, but they didn't develop it. They partnered up with
You know what Battle
Developer.
Royale needs? From 100 to 1, Tetris.
This is 99 player versus Tetris. What were you going to say, Zach? Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say exactly what Scott said. Single player to 99 players. Like
you
that.
guys don't see the advent here. You don't see what makes it
But
such a big deal.
technically, it's not a battle royale.
Okay, what makes a battle royale
I mean,
a battle
you're
royale?
not dropping into a map and picking up different blocks so you can
To me, a battle royale is
1 versus 99. Why do they call it Tetris free for all?
It's many people in a free for all setting. That's what I see as a battle royale. You're focusing on shooters. You're focusing on equipment and stuff
I'm
like that.
focusing on what the battle royales actually are.
I think a battle royale is a much more simple premise than you're thinking, than you're calling it.
Yeah,
get
you
what,
simple-minded fool.
No,
This is
he's
Tetris.
overcomplicating
I
it.
get where you're coming from.
So
I get it.
This in my mind is totally a battle royale. Every publication out there when they saw this announcement called it a battle royale. Everybody
Yeah.
kind of acknowledges that, and it's the easiest way to summarize what this game is. It's a Tetris battle royale. It's a 100 player for a 99 player free for all.
You're not
I
wrong.
have played a ton of this game. I've already played like 15 hours of it. First
It's
off,
too much.
it's completely free if you have a Nintendo Switch Online.
So it's not free.
It's not free.
You guys always say that.
It's,
You're full of crap.
it's at least $4.
$4.
$4 is 1 month subscription.
Okay, but it's $20 a year. So if you're paying by the month, you're insane.
Okay.
$20 a year.
I'm
This-
saying minimum.
Okay, well then let me put it this way.
Okay.
This game is worth $20 a year easily. Easily.
How much content do you get in the game?
You get to play Tetris over and over
Wow.
and over again.
Jeez.
But it's I've played Tetris my entire life. I've probably played 20 different iterations
dated
of
yourself
Tetris
already.
over the years. Yeah, I played it on Game Boy in 1989. But
trying to say?
this feels dramatically different than every other version. Whereas other versions that have come along over the years don't really do much for the formula. It doesn't really change the way playing it feels. And it really comes down to the competition. It really comes down to pitting you head to head against other players. They're not reinventing the way Tetris plays. And that's key here. That's important here because it still feels very much like Tetris. but they're changing the pressure and the intensity of playing the game because of pitting you against all these other players.
I love and hate how much they're investing into this game.
Yeah.
It's so good. And I've said this to both of you. Only time will tell if I'm right about this game and it's as big a deal as I think it is. But I seriously, genuinely believe this will be in Game of the Year discussions at the end of the year.
What are you talking about?
I'm telling you.
Are you serious?
Have I not said that to you, Zach?
No.
Okay.
There's no
You're
content
wrong.
in this. It's Tetris
It's
with 99 other people.
Oh my god.
Quality
We
over
talked about
content,
this.
man. A game doesn't have to be big or
Dude, we're
robust
gonna look
to be
back.
a
We're gonna look back
masterpiece.
at this and just make like
That
so
is
much
not
fun
true.
of you.
See?
Minecraft started out
See?
as a game where you would hit blocks with your fists and everyone ate it up, and now look what it is.
Yeah.
So sometimes quantity does
sometimes.
equal content.
Yeah, sometimes. Not all the time. There's very, very simple games that get very high praise. Celeste is an example.
What are you talking about? The game is chock full of content.
It's a simple retro style
Yes,
2D
it
platformer
is.
with some unique ideas.
Yeah.
You can reduce it to almost nothing verbally, but it's magical in its presentation, its quality, its fun, its refinement. its
I will
polish.
tell you. Here's the stages of Tetris 99. You hopefully, if you already have online, download it. You start it up. You hit start. There's 3 buttons. There is start, options, and quit.
Yep.
And you hit start, and then you play a game of Tetris.
And like I said,
guess what?
that simplicity is key.
Guess what happens after you beat, what is it, 80 people?
What happens?
81. You get down to the last 10, and the game becomes so impossibly fast.
You've never
And then
played
guess
it.
what happens?
You have
After
no
you
idea what you're
win-
talking about.
After you win, a little scoreboard comes out that says the place you were in, and guess what happens after that, Zach?
You go back to the menu.
You start at the
you
menu
gain
and
experience.
start again.
You gain experience. You level up.
Uh-huh.
Changes the matchmaking up a little bit.
In what way?
Well, you're probably playing against appropriate level players eventually. It's brand new, so the matchmaking needs some work probably. It could just be random at this point, because I do see a lot of different levels
Let's
represented.
move on before I have to edit the
You
video.
haven't said anything about the actual mechanics. All you're saying is it's
You're
just Tetris.
playing Tetris, Brittin.
Let me tell you
You
how the game
attack
works.
people, but that's already been done.
Can I
in
tell you?
Tetris
Can
Attack.
I tell you how the game works? Tetris Attack is not even a Tetris game, Scotty.
What are you
It's
talking
a panel to
about?
pawn game. It's a completely different puzzle game. Have you ever played Pokemon Puzzle League?
You're blown. Yes.
That's Tetris Attack. It's not a Tetris game.
Oh my god. Okay. Here,
It's
let
a
me,
match 3 game.
I will be the person to explain what happens when you start a game.
Can I call Killian really quick? Get him over here because he'll
be here next week. Don't worry.
He'll balance this conversation
Don't
out
you
a little
worry.
bit.
He'll be here next week so he can give us his 2 cents.
Can I
as
just
well.
tell you how the game works? Let's step away from our assessment of how good or not good the game is. I'll just tell you how it works.
I
really
never
quick.
said it wasn't good.
You've never played it.
Why would I say it's not
Okay.
good then?
So when a match starts,
yes.
using the right analog stick, you can select who you want to target.
Okay.
There's targeting in this game. You select who you want to attack, right?
Okay.
So you can select
So
either.
you're attacking someone with Tetris.
You can select random, which
Okay.
just attacks a random person. You can select KO, which will target the people that are closest to the top of the screen, so you can earn KOs. Or you can select badge, which will attack people with the most badges. When you knock other players out, when you're the one that pushes them to the top and knock them out, you gain badges. The more badges you have, the more garbage you are throwing at people when you do attacks.
Okay.
There's a lot of strategy here in how and when you shift between who you're targeting. If you get a ton of badges by focusing on KO the whole time and you play really well, you're going to paint a giant target on your back because a lot of people at points will switch to badge. So they're attacking the people with the most badges. If you're at the top of the heap, half of the players are going to be targeting you and you'll get knocked out in a second. You're reducing it a lot, but the gameplay of Tetris is simple, yes. But there's so much in the meta here that you're not even aware of.
The meta.
Okay?
Do you even know what that means in the
Yes,
meta?
it's the game you don't see within the game. And there's a lot there.
The game
Okay.
isn't changing anytime soon, so where the meta will change.
They're adding new modes. Data miners have already found new modes in the game.
Is it going to be Tetris Attack?
You guys are kids.
Look, okay.
You're so dismissive. It's sad.
I am going to play the game.
Should we talk about how important Tetris is in the grand scheme of things? We've had this conversation.
I have never said Tetris is not important. I've never
Tetris is
said
the
that
best-selling game of all time.
It is.
180 million units.
Which we have talked about.
Right.
We've said that is the best. I'm not dissing on Tetris.
If one of the
he does this every time.
You won't let me talk.
Go.
Say
words.
If one of the most popular games of all time is hitting in a brand new way that a lot of people love,
yes.
Why is it laughable to you guys?
Because
it has such depth.
It's
underneath
not reinventing the wheel.
Okay.
It's a game of Tetris.
Okay.
That you're playing against 99 other people.
Here, let me put it this way for you. You've played Tetris before, obviously.
Absolutely.
When you get toward the end,
yes,
and the music speeds up, and the pieces are dropping faster, and your heart
really
starts
good,
beating faster.
Yeah.
That's kind of the magic of Tetris for me, when it gets really tense.
Okay.
This compounds that intensity so much because there's so much more at stake than I'm playing a marathon mode or I'm playing against one other person or a CPU and I'm about to lose. If an entire 100-player match is at stake, that intensity is compounded 100 times.
Yes.
It feels so much more intense.
Absolutely.
So the emotion involved with playing Tetris this way is far different than any other version that's come before, which is the key to what makes Tetris magical.
No. What makes Battle Royales magical? Because
that's a different conversation. That's not what I'm getting at.
But you're calling it a Battle Royale, though.
By my definition,
so
but
you can't leak it in.
Your definition is different.
No, I get why you're calling it a Battle Royale.
I love that we're spending so much time on this. You guys are the best.
I knew it was going to happen.
Let's just keep going.
I said at the beginning of the episode that this was going to be what takes all of our time.
Oh, I love it.
Look,
we've lost this, you guys. We've lost this fury, this debating, this anger.
I have never said that Tetris is not a good game. First of all, I want to say
now
that
now it's your turn. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm not saying that is not a brilliant... It is. It's a great idea. I think it's super cool that it's you versus 99 other people. That's what makes Battle Royales fun. In my mind, that's what a Battle Royale is. It is you versus those 99 people.
Right.
It is you versus the world. Yep. And I will absolutely agree with you that despite it being Tetris, the whole... where you feel like the world is coming down on you because you want to be the winner of that game. Yeah. And you're not facing CPUs in a single-player game where you could just mow them down. You get that feeling of, I won. Being the last man standing is probably one of the greatest feelings in the world.
I've had about 10 first-place victories in Tetris.
But what I'm saying,
rewarding.
And this has been my whole thing since you said that you think that this game should be considered for Game of the Year.
I never said any of that. All I said was it would be in conversation.
It would be in conversation.
Yes.
So here is
not that big of a claim. Okay.
Here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's still Tetris. It hasn't reinvented the wheel. Now,
Fortnite did not reinvent the wheel.
And now is it going to say the exact same thing?
Until it started having marshmallow concerts.
Battle Royales did not reinvent the wheel of shooter games. You took two concepts that never changed the wheel and put them together, and it's really good and it works really well.
Yep.
But it has no potential for being in conversations of Game of the Year. And I
think Apex could be in conversations for Game of the Year this year.
It can be.
Yeah.
But that is because it's also a much deeper, richer game than Tetris is.
And let it be said, to be deep to be in
at 2:57 p.m. On February 20th, 2019, if Tetris 99 is in conversation for Game of the Year at the end of this year at the Game Awards, I will give you $500.
No, you will not.
I will give you $500.
Oh, whose conversation? Are we talking the Game of the Year awards? So Jeff Keighley's show.
Jeff Keighley's show.
Okay. Does that mean just the Game of the Year category?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so I'm not giving you $500 if I'm wrong.
That's okay.
Let's just be clear here.
I am very confident that it will not be a Game of the Year at all.
All right.
So let this episode be a reminder, and hopefully we either.
I'm not
stop
confident that it will be,
show.
but I think some of the outlets out there are going to be talking about it.
Maybe
IGN might be, Giant Bomb might be, GameSpot might be. Who knows?
When it comes down
I've seen a lot of articles on a lot of different publications right now about people on staff that are obsessed with this game and cannot stop playing it. And I'm one of them.
Tetris.
It's not.
Just Tetris.
It's not.
We
have to agree to disagree
I
on
think
this
we have
if we're
to
ever
play
going
this
to move
now.
on.
I'm pulling up Google Chrome. I'm just gonna Google Tetris and play it on this browser for free. Give me 1 second.
All right, let's move on.
Okay, cool.
Dead by Daylight.
Hey,
It's coming to Switch.
by the way, do you have a question? We're coming up here. No, I'm joking.
No way.
No, I'm joking. No,
Oh, if only. That did. Time flies when you're having fun.
it does. Death by Daylight. It's
What can you
a
tell us
remake,
about
and
that?
it looks absolute crap. It looks not only really bad, but it looks like they lowered the FPS like 20 frames per second.
Yeah.
They add a ton of content to it, but none of it really matters.
Hopefully, it was just a bad showcase. But
Maybe.
because I've seen games that didn't show well before in directs, and then they come out and they look solid. I pointed out Yoshi in previous presentations has been kind of chuggy, but now it looks great. So who knows?
But it also didn't look like crap.
Like actually, the visuals look bad.
Yeah, the
the
way the
game-
game looks, I can tell you by playing the PC version.
Yeah.
It looks nothing like the PC version.
That's weird.
It looks really,
Because
really
a
bad.
lot of other games have gotten pretty close. Like
Yeah.
Doom has gotten pretty
Absolutely.
close. So yeah, it's bizarre that this developer can't figure that out.
It looks really bad, and
It's on the developer. It's not on
Looks
Switch
crappy.
or it's
No.
not on Nintendo. So
No, not at all.
That's unfortunate.
Yep.
People like that game.
fun.
What's this game from the developer of Undertale? What's it called? Deltarune.
Yeah.
Deltarune.
Deltarune. Yeah, sorry, Deltarune.
Episode 1 of that is coming very soon. It's going to
It's
be free.
Yep. The other
That's
ones
already out
won't
on PC, right?
Yes.
Right. Episode
So,
1.
I haven't watched any of the story or anything like that. From what I'm getting from the few videos I have watched and a little information here and there,
Yeah.
it's a prequel to Undertale.
Okay.
So this is before, I believe this is before the human and monsters went to war and like split ties with each other.
Okay. Similar visual style, similar sense of humor.
Exactly
It's
the
very
same.
much his style of game.
Yep, Toby Fox. I don't
Got it.
I don't know about anything about combat. I think it works the same way, but like I said, I've been kind of trying to stay away from it because I want to play it myself.
Okay.
So
He hasn't really talked about the future of this game, though. Like if it's going to continue to be episodic or if he's going to drop the rest of the game in one chunk at some point. But this isn't even monetized. This episode 1 is just a free download.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost more like a advertisement for the game or a hook to get people checking it out.
exactly,
Yeah.
that's how it works.
We'll have to wait and see. Is it? I didn't know that.
I mean, that's why games have episodes, and they always give you the first episode for free. It's a hook.
They don't, though. Telltale never did.
Yeah, they did.
No, every episode was $5.
The first episode of not right out of the gate, but after a while, like The Walking Dead is free. The first episode.
After a while, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
that's fair.
Life is Strange.
Yeah.
Another one. So
Yeah.
you know,
Alright.
they'll always give you that little taste
Yeah.
and be like, and then I'll pull you in. I mean, not Undertale. The Walking Dead never really pulled me in, but that's also because I didn't really care for the show either. So
That's fair.
I had no desire to play the game.
Zambies, man.
All I wanted,
get
I
enough.
just want Clementine to die really bad.
Wow.
That's all I remember.
Well,
And
we're going to find out like next month, I think.
I wanted
the final
her to die.
episode is
I
coming.
wanted her to die, and I wanted what's his name to live.
Why are you so angry?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I hate Tetris 99.
Figured that was it.
And I hate you for bringing
Who
it
did-
up for 30 minutes.
Who did you want to live? Lee? Is that who you're talking
Lee,
about?
yeah, that guy.
He's a great character.
Yeah, he's super cool.
Yeah.
And then he had to cut off his own arm.
He did.
By your choice, not his.
Yeah, but even if you say no, he still gets it cut off.
Yeah, I know.
That game's
Rip.
silly. All right. Daemon Ex Machina. They showed that again.
Woo.
And there's a new demo out for this game. It's a mech, kind of destroy a city, fight other giant robots sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a demo out, and Nintendo has said that they're going to send out questionnaires so you can give feedback on the demo. They did the same thing with Project Octopath Traveler when they launched a demo for that.
Yeah,
They're kind
I
of
remember.
getting feedback and incorporating it into the development process,
Good.
which is kind of a cool idea. Should probably see more
That
of
was something that they didn't do for a long time. Using
Yeah.
an example would be like Smash Brothers in the competitive community. Did
Yeah.
you know that Nintendo literally at what is it? I think it's called Apex or
Apex
Evo.
Legends
Evo.
just came out. I'm
No, Apex is also a fighting
that's true.
tournament as well.
Yeah,
by the way,
Evo is the Smash tournament. That's what
Evo
you're
is a
talking
Smash
about.
tournament. You know, back when Brawl came out, they never wanted people to stream Melee ever.
Yeah.
And when Melee finally got like a predominant role in the tournament, they wouldn't let them live stream it
Oh,
at
wow.
all. They put like an NDA on
Yeah,
them or whatever.
Nintendo has changed a little bit more recently. They've
Yes.
changed their YouTube program. They've changed a lot of things. So they're listening.
Yeah, it took a while,
They're
but
a little less insular than they've been in the past.
yeah, I
Growing
remember
pains.
like back when the whole YouTube situation happened with like Nintendo, and they
Mm-hmm.
would be like, "We want 50% of your income
Yeah.
for you playing our game
Yeah.
that you bought."
Yeah. Yeah, I
So,
know.
you
But
know,
like
the,
you
like,
said, they've adapted. They've
The
changed a little bit.
75% that they get
Yeah,
isn't enough. They want more.
it's not. And you already purchased their game,
Yeah,
too.
but hey, they're like I said, they're changing. So
Yeah,
that's
it's
good.
true. Let's
Anyway.
talk about Fire Emblem Three Houses a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, Fire Emblem Hogwarts Adventure.
I mean, I'm
kidding.
okay with that, dude.
It's-
I'm excited with it.
Didn't
It
see
looks
this
cool.
coming, but yeah, it's an interesting take on the Fire Emblem formula. So it's a massive continent. There's three different, I guess,
Nations?
empires, nations within
Yep.
this continent. And in the center, where they all kind of meet, their borders meet, there's a college. And at this college,
Which is really dumb.
warriors are trained for battle.
way.
There's heads of houses at this
Uh-huh.
college. And your character is invited to be a professor for your nation at this college.
Which is weird because you feel like you'd be a student and you kind of get to decide.
But then how would commanding
yeah, the strategy
people on
wouldn't
the
be there.
battlefield work into it, you know? If you were
Fair
just
enough.
one of the units on the battlefield, you'd be taking orders.
Maybe I
not
want to be a
giving
grunt.
orders.
Okay, look, I want my game to end in 5 minutes.
You're gonna
Like,
have
what
to
do you
play,
want from
you're gonna
me?
have to play something else then.
Yeah, I know.
That's not this
Apex
game.
Legends, okay? Tetris 99.
Whoa, I got him fired up.
Yeah,
I,
you really
I
did.
didn't mean to.
You really did.
You talk about battle royales, you'll get me started.
So, Fire Emblem looks cool. The stakes seem different. In previous Fire Emblem games, like nations are at war and people are dying, and there's armies on battlefields
People
killing
are
each
still
other.
dying.
In this, it all seems kind of like
Hogwarts.
more like sparring than actual war.
Sparring.
Yeah. So I am sure it escalates at some point to
Yeah.
be some major conflict. I don't know if
There'll be
these
some-
nations will go to war or if there's some other external force that manipulates them.
Some
Who
like
knows?
witch from past, present, future,
gonna
like
turn them
came
all against
together.
each
Yeah,
other.
like sends one a piece of dog poop on fire at their front door, and they're like, "We're going to war with you."
That would do it
That's
for
what
sure.
that is going to
High
be.
stakes.
Is it odd that I already have my nation picked out?
Do you?
I
I don't
do.
even know. I don't remember the names
I
of the
don't.
nations.
I forgot the names.
What's the one you want?
It's the red one. I already know.
It is, yes.
Yeah, I knew it. It's the big red one. I
even have-
knew it.
How do you know?
How'd I know?
Yeah.
Because I know you. Look,
They-
this is how the war's gonna
And
get started.
A part of
Scotty's
their,
the
unstoppable.
giant witch is gonna be like, "We're gonna play a game of Tetris 99, okay?
And everyone's just going to get furious
Whoever wins,
and bloodthirsty.
yeah, wins the war." And they're gonna be like, "Redo."
Oh,
Sorry,
man. There's even like emblems for the houses, or they're not called houses. What are they? what
They're
are they
called houses.
They are called
Yeah.
houses.
Yeah.
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 Isn't that wild?
Get it tattooed
it's,
on you.
It's very
Get the
much Harry
symbol.
Potter. I like it. You're interested in playing this, Zach?
I am.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Very much so.
I'm excited
Zach's
to
been
hear that.
interested in playing a lot of games since he started on the podcast.
Not just interested. He has been playing
like
a lot of
Tetris
different
99.
games.
That's a game he's interested in.
Absolutely not.
Like
I'm
the
trying
rest
to
of
move
us.
on
I
from that,
100%
Scott.
won't play
shut
that.
up.
If you want to
Brittin,
talk
look,
about
we're
it
gonna
for the
keep pulling
rest
this
of
back.
the show, we can. I want to wait till Killian's on the show next time so I can have somebody reasonable to talk about.
You just
about
want
this
somebody
game.
on your side.
Hey, spoiler
Yeah.
alerts. Too bad you won't be.
You're never going to have him back on.
No, I'm saying you won't be here next.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you where I'm going at the end of the show. I'm
Okay.
so excited.
Man, I'm waiting with bated
I
breath.
know, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right.
more Tetris
Are we done
99.
with Fire Emblem?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
We'll find out more soon. Oh, we got a date, didn't we? Or no, they just said
We're
July.
going
or they
on a
said
date?
or they said summer.
July-
something like
July
that.
26th.
Never, Scott.
July 26th.
Got it. Yeah, so that's actually coming out within the
Soon.
next 6 months or so. Cool.
Nice.
That's exciting. Grid Motorsport is coming, which
Great.
is a nice looking racing
Woohoo.
game, but it's
Woot.
a semi racing game, so it's not like fun, fast, crazy, arcadey. It's more like
Then what's the point?
Yeah, I
if it's
know.
not Burnout, it's nothing.
I mean,
I'm,
have
I'm
you guys-
dead serious.
I'm
like,
so with you on that.
if it's not Burnout, it's nothing.
Dude, have you guys ever played Gran Turismo?
Yes.
yeah.
If it's
Amazing.
not Burnout,
That game's
so
somewhere in between.
It's nothing.
Or
Fat-
no, or
it's
is that
fast,
semi?
okay.
It's fast.
It's Simi.
That's right.
It's
It's very
Simi, and it's
fast.
fast.
No, the one that's in between is the Microsoft one, Forza.
Forza,
That's
yeah,
kinda
it's kind of like in
between
between
the two,
arcade and
My
All right.
funny quick story.
Uh-huh.
My sister loved Gran Torino 3.
Really?
Gran Torino is a
Or sorry,
is
Gran
a,
Turismo.
I do
Clint
need
Eastwood
that.
movie.
Yeah, my bad.
I love it.
It's the third one.
Gran
She-
Turismo 3.
Shut
Go on.
up, man. You know what? I want to say some choice words to you, but I don't want to go back and edit this episode.
Clean tag, bro.
Clean tag. oh my god, my sister loved that game so much that she put so much time and effort into it. She unlocked every single car, and I remember
Really?
her grinding so hard for the Lambo because I think like that was the last car you could get.
Okay.
And it was a couple million, and she grinded that game so heavily to get that Lambo.
Was it worth it? Did she say it was worth it after it all?
Yeah, she loved it.
Dang.
She test drove it all the time. There was no
For a while, I was pretty hooked on that game.
Yeah. Gran Turismo?
Yeah, because
Okay.
you get pretty pulled into like racing and getting better cars and going faster, getting better at the game, and then eventually going online and playing with other people.
Yep.
Their servers are really good,
Okay.
and it's really competitive.
Not back on the PlayStation 2, but
Probably not.
No.
There was a network adapter for that thing.
Ugh, yikes.
Do you guys remember in our trivia episode we found out that's Sony's best-selling franchise?
Yeah.
First-party franchise?
Yeah.
Gran
We were
Turismo?
not even close.
I know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed it if I wasn't the one asking that question. All right. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is coming to Switch.
I heard it's a very emotional game.
Yep.
I don't know too much about
Heard
it.
great things about it. It's like a internal emotional thing, but you're fighting through Norse mythology at the same time.
I think that actually won an award at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Not this last year, but the year before.
I believe
that.
it was an acting Best Actress award or something like
think
that, if I remember
either
it.
that or Game for Impact. I think.
Oh,
it might have
okay,
been
maybe.
Game for Impact.
Maybe, yeah. Okay.
It was a mess, emotional mess.
Astral Chain looks interesting.
Yes. Oh, I was really excited about
You're
that
like
game.
a future cop chained to
Yes.
a robot, and it's
Yeah.
a fighting brawler kind of thing.
It looks really cool. It kind of reminds me of Xenoblade Chronicles.
Which is
in a
weird.
way.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know why.
yeah,
the
you
way
said
it
that
looks
before, huh?
The way it looks before. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know.
The way it
Bad at
looks
this.
looks really good. I like all the character designs. It looks like you can control your actual person character and the like spectral you're like chained to
Yeah.
in like different ways. So you can like wrap
Yeah.
it's specter. That's the word I'm looking
Okay.
for. The specter around an enemy and like tie them up in the chain and like do a combo attack and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So I
it's
get what
made-
you're saying about Xenoblade with blades and drivers. It's
Yeah,
a similar
so
relationship.
It looks cool.
We should mention it's developed by Platinum Games.
Yes, which is the guys who brought you Bayonetta.
Yeah, they also have Bayonetta 3 in development right now
Yes,
for
they're
Switch.
busy.
And I could throw a piece of news in here. I don't know if you
this.
guys heard this, but Scalebound, which was the Platinum game that was in development for Xbox One exclusively, it got canceled by Microsoft recently. They pulled the plug on it after years of development. There's a rumor now that it's being reignited as a Nintendo Switch exclusive. Like Nintendo's taken over development
Nice.
duties on that, or not development, publishing duties on that alongside Platinum. So that begs the question at this point, if Platinum Games is basically just making games for Nintendo for Switch, why don't they just buy Platinum? It would be a cool studio for them to own because they have a huge portion of their fan base that is just in love with those action games, especially Bayonetta. So it'd be a really cool like fan service move, I think, for Nintendo to bring Platinum into the fold and develop exclusively for them.
I think it would be.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. That rumor may or may not be true, but I think it'd be cool if it did. That game was really visually striking, though. Scalebound.
it was
Surprised to
good-looking.
hear that would fit naturally on the Switch, which is a little tamer of a platform.
I mean,
power-wise.
the Switch is. I honestly like. I've never been one of those people who's like, "Oh man, the Xbox PlayStation is way better than the Switch." Like,
Right.
The Switch is up there.
It's holding its own.
Yeah, it can hold its own. You don't. The thing about it is, you don't need the best graphics, 4K graphics, to blow your mind.
Especially if you're playing on the handheld.
Yeah.
Then you really
If-
don't need the
if
4K visuals.
If I want to play a game, I'm gonna turn on my Switch and play Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't care.
Well, and we have games from third parties in the near future that are coming out across the board on everything. Like Mortal Kombat 11 is going to be on all platforms. So
And that's
more and
great
more
looking
that
games so
gap,
far.
that gap I think is being bridged, and you'll probably see more parity between Switch and the other guys, especially if we get a Switch 2.0 within the next year or two. Which there's been rumors. We won't get into that, but it could
let's
happen.
cross our fingers. If they decide to make a new console, they'll at least change the name for marketing's sake. I think they learned their lesson last time.
To what?
The
Oh
Wii
no,
and
it's
the
not
Wii U.
not a new console. I'm talking a half step,
Oh,
like
I see what
like
you're
the
saying.
Pro, like the X.
Because I remember like when the Wii U was announced, I thought it was just like a peripheral for the Wii.
Yeah.
So-
Remember the new Nintendo 3DS? I hope they don't go that route either. The new Switch.
Yeah.
And there was like, they only released one game ever that could only be played on it. It was Xenoblade,
Yeah,
actually.
it was Xenoblade.
So for a while, it seemed like they were actually splitting things, but then they didn't. So they didn't really commit to it. There was weird branding there.
Do you want to know what's funny about that?
Hopefully they have learned their lessons. What?
Playing Xenoblade on the DS, the only thing that was really good for was moving the camera around. It was like a C-stick.
Oh, yeah.
That was it. That's all it was. It was just to move the camera around.
That C-stick was terrible.
I can tell you that things like Kid Icarus Uprising, you would use the stylus to move the camera around. That started to cramp your hands
Big
super
time.
hard.
Do you remember they released like a little stand
Yes,
that was packaged with
bought
the game?
it.
I did too.
I bought it.
I had that thing.
It was worth.
But there was no way to
awesome.
like hold the console and play and feel good.
Yeah.
it did not work well at all.
No, it didn't.
Which sucks because that game was so good.
It's
if
still
you,
good.
If you could just play it dual analog on a real controller, it would hold up really well.
What if you could play it on the Switch?
Yeah, they should port that thing to Switch.
They absolutely
And that
should.
also-
they should just make another Kid Icarus Uprising for the Switch.
That'd be great. That was
Nintendo, I'm making you money right now. You better be listening.
that was Sakurai's only game outside of the Smash Bros. Franchise for like over a decade too. Sakurai made that game. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Masahiro Sakurai.
Are you? What about Kirby? Did he not have anything to do with the
Not the
past
recent ones.
5 Kirby
Nope.
games?
Nope.
Wow.
No, ever since I think Smash Melee, all he worked on was Smash until he made Kid Icarus Uprising.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
You learn something new every day. Isn't that right, Zach?
The more you know.
Yeah, sure, dude. Yeah.
Good. I just wanted to hear your voice. I missed you.
We got one more game on the list from the
Oh
Nintendo
my
Direct.
God, this is taking way longer than I thought.
This is
it
a
was
good one
going
though.
to.
They went out with a bang. They came in with a bang, went out with a bang.
Okay,
There's a
hit
couple in the
us.
middle too.
Hit us with it. Shut up.
Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening
Oh,
is
yeah,
being remade from the ground up.
I honestly forgot about that.
We
game.
got a new 2D Zelda coming, which is really exciting. It's coming this year. We don't know when, 2019.
It looks,
And it has a very unique art style.
it does.
What do you think?
Well,
First off, wait, let's talk about the animated intro sequence.
all right.
Do you remember that? Did you watch
Yeah,
the trailer?
absolutely.
It's gorgeous. It's like it looks like a hand drawn.
It looks like the old
Cartoon,
You know the
basically.
original when the original game came out, like kind of the pixelized version of it.
It's like what you imagine that looking like.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly. That's exactly what and it looked really, really good.
And it depicts his shipwreck at the beginning
Yeah.
of the game on the island.
And want to know what's funny is I thought the game was gonna look like that,
Yeah.
and then
Oh, I'd be so in love if it did.
I was so angry.
Were you disappointed
I was
with the art
actually,
style?
yeah, I was very disappointed.
Yeah.
because it makes you look like a chibi version, and in my mind, that's not. It doesn't. When I see things like that happen,
Yeah.
I feel like it's such a cop out for putting more effort into a game.
It has a unique look. It's not like a
does.
cheap art style. It's
not
just maybe not what you were hoping
But what
for.
I'm saying is that I feel like chibi versions of games
Yeah.
are like the spin-off, like, oh, here's something to just whet
Well,
your appetite for a little bit.
All I'm
Like,
going to say is everybody loved Wind Waker.
yes,
Cartoony
yes,
can work well.
yeah.
I guess you're saying chibi as a different concept
Yeah.
entirely.
Yeah.
Like really
Like
cutesy,
super
exaggerated.
small, yeah, very small, very big-eyed, like.
Well, also he has none of the characters have expressions, so they don't have
No.
much personality, which is a bummer.
Oh, God.
His eyes are just two black circles.
There was a game that I think it might have been a Pokemon game, if I'm not mistaken, that was kind of along the same lines of this, and it just felt. It was just something to just be like, oh, here's just another game.
Yeah.
But like, this isn't just another game. This is a re-release of
This is
a game
important
that,
to a lot of people.
yeah,
It's
a lot of
great
people
Zelda game.
were really looking forward to this, and I feel like it's almost like a slap in the face.
A lot of people are excited about
I'm sure they
the
are.
look of it too. So that's just where you fall on it.
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm
just how I feel.
I'm not angry about it, but I'm not in
Yeah.
love with the art style either.
This is just my opinion.
Yeah, of course. It looks kind of like plastic toys almost.
Yes.
On a diorama.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Instead of like a cartoony look, which is what I prefer for that game.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is it looks like an absolute screen for screen remake of the original game.
I'm sure
Like
it
every
is.
shot of that trailer looked like an area pulled directly from the original, which makes me think like, is this game gonna retail for $60?
Yes.
Are they expecting people to pay full price
Yep.
for a straight up remake of this game?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you get, ports of games, virtual console type stuff for 20, sometimes $30. Just because this has a new art style, even though it's an identical game, I don't know if that justifies a $60 price.
Well,
I'll probably buy it anyway. 'cause
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm Zelda starved, and I actually haven't played Link's Awakening in a long time, so I'm looking forward to playing it again.
it's time.
But I hope there's more to it than just a straight up remake of the original.
Well,
but I fear there's not.
I would say one can only hope, but
Yeah,
whatever.
Got my fingers crossed. We'll
Hey,
see. Keep an eye on it.
Zach,
Hey, dude, what's
Hey,
up,
Zach.
man?
That's-
You guys should rap for a little bit.
a little. Okay.
Do you have time?
We only have a little bit.
How much is a little bit?
So 6 minutes.
Hey,
Oh,
Brittin,
dang. I wanted you guys to talk about Apex Legends, but you wouldn't shut up about Tetris, Scott. So it's not my fault.
What?
I tried to let it go. I tried to move
Oh
on. You wouldn't
my
let me.
god!
Go ahead.
You know,
Do you guys want to talk about Apex? It sounds awesome.
It is awesome.
And I've
Brittin.
actually
And you know
watched
what?
a bit on Twitch.
We're not going to give you the satisfaction of talking about
Darn.
Apex Legends.
You're just
You
gonna
can
let me
just
feel like a
continue-
jerk for
Yeah.
monopolizing
Yep,
everything.
we're
This
just
show.
gonna sit here in silence for the next 6 minutes, and then we'll come to you with an outro. Okay?
Okay, deal.
Okay. Cool.
Zach, you want to look for a question while we
Yeah,
sit here in
yeah,
silence?
dude.
Okay, cool. No, we can talk about Apex Legends a little bit. We kind of talked about it the week before about how it's blowing up. I mean, it is blowing up. It has blown up.
It's blown up by
Yeah.
this point.
It has blown up by this point, and I think
Extremely
it's really
popular.
funny because it was a game that Respawn kind of made with like reused assets of Titanfall 3.
Yeah.
Because the game was like canceled, and they're like, well, it sucks because it was a game that we were all looking forward. Well, I wouldn't say every single person was looking forward to it. I really like Titanfall personally, so I was looking forward to it.
Titanfall 2 falls into the hearts of a lot of people.
Yeah, people love that
basically.
game. And so this game just kind of came out of nowhere and just blew up, almost like Fortnite did.
Yeah.
Where it just came out of nowhere and blew up. And I think it was what we've all been kind of waiting for, the game that will topple Fortnite, and I think this is the game.
At least
agree.
temporarily.
Temporarily,
So I've been
it-
playing a lot. We've both been playing a lot.
yes.
Last night I hopped on with some friends on Fortnite, and it's just not what it used to be. I've been playing so many other things. There's so much more out there besides Fortnite that when I go back to it, it just seems and feels like a joke.
So
Yeah.
do you think people will just end up hopping in for events maybe going forward
Probably.
instead of playing it
I mean,
as
like-
consistently as they were?
I mean, and Fortnite changes so much. I went back, and they've done so much already, and I've been off Fortnite for about 2 weeks now.
Okay.
And that it's just, I don't see myself.
It's
going
almost like
back.
it's going too fast.
Yeah.
I'm on Twitch right now. Apex Legends is number 1 with 260,000 viewers.
And let me guess, Fortnite 75.
154.
Okay.
It's not even number 2 though. Counter-Strike Global Offensive is number 2. Something must be going on. They
They have
some
a
event going
new
on.
battle royale mode in that game too.
Oh.
Yeah,
But that was a
that's
while
old,
ago.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha. But a lot of people are watching that right now too.
There might be I'm going to be honest, there's probably a tournament going on. 'Cause
Gotcha.
normally Fortnite's at least number 2, but Fortnite's views on Twitch at least have absolutely just dropped off the face of the earth. A lot of streamers who played Fortnite are hopping over.
I'm
on
seeing
the
Dr.
Apex Legends.
Disrespect here, Shroud.
Yep. Shroud's playing it.
Ninja's
Summit.
even on here occasionally.
Yeah, Ninja is playing Apex Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Summit is doing it as well.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show that all this game that kind of dominated for so long is finally starting to kind of almost go. I don't want to say go away because it's not going away anytime soon, but I feel like if Respawn does a good job at catering to the game like Epic does with Fortnite, it'll be around for a long time.
So-
if they don't do that, the game will fail and
Yeah, it
Fortnite
will
will
die.
become popular again.
Yeah.
It will die. And you can see they're working towards that. They've announced that they're building a studio to basically have live streams and for announcements and new events and stuff like that. We're hearing about content coming down the pipeline. So there are some data miners that reveal that there might be 2 new heroes or legends coming to the game. Whether or not that's true or how accurate that is. And then today we got a new game or a new gun
Nice.
called the Havoc, which people are pretty excited
Is
for.
a single gun being added to this game a pretty big deal?
Yeah.
I'm not being funny. I'm
no,
curious.
because at this point, because we have all our legends, people kind of know everything about it, and we have all our contents here.
Yeah.
The map size compared to other battle royales is pretty small, I would feel like.
Yeah.
So people at this point are kind of clamoring for content.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they have to start pumping it out.
Yeah.
And the new gun is just enough to kind of
Yeah.
to really
Feel
get us
that.
there. Think of it this way: PUBG took. I'm trying to think of when they because I played that game when it first came out. I'm trying to think of like something that came out and how long it took. I'd probably say it took about 3 to 4 months for them to come out, even with a new gun.
Okay, yeah.
For that game. So to kind of put it in perspective,
It's funny that
Apex
people are
Legends has
already
been out for 3 weeks,
clamoring for more, and they just
Well,
dropped 4 weeks ago, a month ago. We didn't even know this game existed.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Think of it this way, though. The typical a typical game, if you were to win a game, takes 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so kind of you're if you were to win every single game in a row, 3 games is about an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So think about playing the game for 8 hours straight a day, and you're winning every single one of those games. That's a lot of games in the span of 8 hours.
Yep.
So you kind of want to change it up a little.
Sure. I can see it.
So
It's only been 3 weeks, so give them time.
yeah. I mean, they come out with new skins and stuff every week.
Okay.
That you can pay for.
Gotcha.
The whole loot box system is a little weird right now. And paying for skins isn't really worth it.
No, they make you. Yeah, it's
because
totally,
it's $11 for a skin.
Yeah, okay.
It's $10 for 10 packs. The cool thing is that they don't do any duplicates. So what they do is, say you unlock something, if you were to open another chest and somehow get that same item, instead of just giving you a duplicate of the item, it'll give you what's known as crafting materials. And then you can take those materials and basically make something that you do want.
Okay.
I feel like they can tone back a lot of the prices of stuff and the amount of crafting materials it takes.
really high.
But I will say that the only thing that you will be putting money into the game is all cosmetic stuff.
And there's an inherent problem with that.
What?
It's a first-person game. You can't see your character most of the time. So
That's
why?
not true.
No,
No.
it's not first-person.
No, it is. But I'm saying that there's a lot of times where you will see your character a lot.
Oh, okay. Like
So,
what? Zip lining and junk like that?
Ziplining, diving.
Okay.
You can go into a balloon and start skydiving again. So you
Okay.
see your character a lot more
And
than
at
you
the
think.
very end of the game, when you win a game,
Yeah.
you're standing there with your 2 other
Like
buds.
Overwatch.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just comparing it to like Fortnite where your character's on screen at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can constantly see all the cosmetic junk you've got going on.
Hey, I lost my way. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We're over an hour.
Dang. That's not like you, man.
I know. Well, you got me talking about battle royales and how good ones are made and how crappy ones should just
You guys
die
are going to
out.
see this one coming.
Okay.
What was the very first Toys to Life game?
Oh.
Skylanders.
I was going to say Skylanders.
Yeah, I was
too.
going to say Skylanders.
Spyro's Adventure. Isn't that what it's called?
I don't know.
I think
It
so.
was Spyro, though.
Yeah.
Skylanders.
It used to be Spyro back then.
It used to be Spyro.
It's true.
Well, hey, this episode is in the bag, and we won't lose this one.
We're going to try our best not to.
Because-
Try not to.
Not that I would
We've
have
learned our
loved to
lesson.
talk about the Direct for a third time in a row and talk more about Tetris, but I'm not going to.
So
What?
this episode was kind of loosey goosey.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
kind of ad libbed it.
And it
think
was
we-
super fun.
I think we should do that more. I feel like this is a
Yeah,
good...
maybe at least once a month.
Ignore the news once a month and just talk.
Yeah, you
Well,
know?
I mean, despite that,
Just have
though, I looked
conversation.
and there's not a lot of news.
Yeah.
going
So
on
maybe
this
it'll
week,
happen
so-
naturally, hopefully.
we don't need to
we'll
talk
get
about
chances.
news every single day.
Yeah.
Well,
Every
single
day?
week.
Every
You're
day.
trying to up the podcast to
Yeah.
Every
daily?
day, daily
This
podcast.
is a daily podcast, guys.
I can't
And we're
make that
bumping it up
work.
to 2 hours. So get on the ball.
All right.
But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to check us out on the social medias. Twitch. I don't know why I start with Twitch.
I don't know. It's dead.
Twitter.
One of these days.
Find us on Twitter. Find us on Facebook. Find us on iTunes. That's the biggest one.
YouTube.
Video game. What?
YouTube.
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 Yes, YouTube. Video
Yep.
Game Pharmacy. Check us out. Give us a rating on iTunes. Subscribe, like, comment. Do whatever you do on the social media.
Hey, talk to us and we'll talk to you.
Yes,
Yeah,
if,
sure,
if
sure.
you talk to us, we may or may not take a picture of what you said, share in our group chat, talk about it a little bit, and then respond.
Yeah, we'll really think this
We'll be
through.
like,
Yeah,
oh my
we'll-
God, somebody
We'll be
tweeted
like,
us,
oh my
guys.
God, someone is actually paying attention.
We made it.
But hey, again, and thank you to NWCC Radio as always for letting us use your studio.
Thanks,
we love
guys.
you guys.
Wouldn't be possible without you guys. We
Yes,
appreciate it
seriously.
a lot.
But anyways, we will see you guys next week here on VGRx. From Brittin,
Later.
Zach,
You later.
and I'm Scott. We will see you guys,
There you go.
except Brittin.
I'm going to
next week.
Disneyland.
Disney, oh yeah, I forgot you were gonna say
That's
it too,
fine.
but we didn't get to talk about
I'll
it.
miss you guys next week.
Don't
but
worry.
Not really.
So for me and Zach, who's Brittin again?
I don't
We'll
know.
see you guys next
All right,
week.
bye.
Bye bye.
The pharmacy is now closed. Is now closed. Is now closed. Is